Got my windows open for got my windows open for a few minutes, but I hear thunder. I hear thunder starting to come down, and the leaves on the trees are blowing like crazy. So, I think we're expecting a thunderstorm. So hopefully it cools it down a little bit. But I think they said something about Friday being something like fucking 100 and something degrees. So I don't know if it's going to cool it off for very long, or if this is just going to be a temporary shower. But it's going to be very hot out, I think, for the next couple of days. I mean, I thought the rain was supposed to come on Saturday, but if it comes earlier and clears everything off, that'd be great because I don't want this to continue until Saturday because I don't want anything to be canceled. But, um, everything's just kind of like, but I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Got my windows open and stuff like that, but trying to get some air in here and trying to cool it off. I mean, I feel a breeze coming now because of like the heat and stuff, but I'm getting kind of hot too. It's kind of like I don't know, it's breathable. It's trying to be breathe. I'm trying to breathe a little bit in this, but you know, probably should put the AC back on. But I want to leave the windows open for a little bit in case the smell tried to permeate in here with whatever that was. I'm trying to clear it out. I mean, I sprayed a lot of air freshener around, and um, you know, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm trying to put my best foot forward. Things are getting a little bit more positive. A little bit more positive from how they started. So I'm hoping that some things get a little bit more positive, a little bit better than how I felt they were going or thought they were going. But I'm excited though. I'm excited to try to do what I need to do, and you know, yeah, I'm just like I'm just at that point where I'm just like, okay, but now I'm sitting at home. I mean, I should be painting and stuff right now, but I'm not. And the reason I'm not is because I know I'm going to have to get ready for, I'm trying to plan out and try to get ready for this craft fair. I'm probably going to start, unloading everything from my storage around my apartment in October, like mid October, like beginning of October, to try to get ready for this craft fair. Um, just the other thing that kind of bothers me too is that the person that the one person who said that they were coming. I mean, there's a lot of people that were interested, but the one person who said they were coming, actual coming to the craft fair, I don't think they're going to come anymore because now they have to. Now they have to really fight and get over COVID because now they got COVID, and now I think two of their kids have COVID, and so it's a mess. It's really big. It's a really big of a mess, and you know they're not doing well. So they're not doing well at all. I mean they're hanging in there, but they're all sick with COVID and not doing to 100%. So um, and I know my friend's really scared for her family because they all got COVID and she doesn't want wish on any of them. And so I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just thinking to myself, like, things got to get better eventually. Things can't be terrible forever. But according to a tarot card reader, it's going to be a love and hate type of thing for quite some time, starting from a certain point on. So it's like supposed to show me that people are imperfect, and unconditional love, what unconditional love is, and how that people are imperfect and stuff like that. So I'm supposed to experience things that are going to put me between a fine line between love and hate, because there's certain things I'm going to love and there's certain things I'm going to hate. But it's all supposed to teach me about the true love and stuff like that. But um, I don't really want to go through any more twisted shit and any more twisted fuckery and stuff like that because I've already been through it. But um, I'm thinking to myself like, oh, okay, more shit, more bullshit then. But maybe it's not all bullshit. Maybe it's just gonna be a mixture of good and bad. And maybe they didn't say it was totally like all bullshit. They just said mixture of good and bad, and I'm just like, okay, love and hate. Huh. I'm in a love and hate relationship with a lot of things. I don't want to use the word hate. I really don't want to use the word hate when it comes to certain interactions that have gone wrong and certain situations and stuff like that. Because once you use the word hate and stuff, that turns out to be kind of like something that can be used against you. Like, oh, I hate you, and people be like, well, that's not acceptable. You can go to things get worse, and after you tell somebody you hate them, you'd be like, you can end up going to jail or something. You don't want to end up telling people you hate them. And then things pop off and get worse. But obviously, people do what they got to do, and like to test the limits and etc. So you do strongly dislike them, yes. I mean, hate them. You try to bring yourself not to hate them. You try to bring yourself not to hate anyone, but there's some people out there that I have a really strong distaste of disliking of, and it's just like, well, sometimes I gotta really put myself in check to not let it turn into something where I'm gonna be bitter, like in bitter hatred my whole life, because I know that that's what, as soon as I do that and stuff, and if something pops off, then they got me down for like a hate crime or something like that. So and I don't mean to hate anyone, I don't mean to hate anyone and stuff like that, but it's like, people be so quick to say, the people be so quick to use stuff against you when you say, you hate them. It's like, you just got to be careful with your words, your thoughts, your actions. So, you be careful with your words, your thoughts, your actions. But, I'm doing all right. The sun's coming back out, which I'm not really liking. I was hoping it was going to rain. I mean, the clouds still look like they're going to form some type of rain thunder out there. But it's like I was hoping it was going to rain and kind of cool off the situation for Torrington, because it's kind of warm and sticky right now. I mean, I want to shut my windows again, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to kill this last fly or two, because this last fly or two is flying around, and it's just like, ironically, they're going towards the windows, and I now have the windows open, but I can't, get them out of my, get them totally out of my house because of the screen. So, I'm now kind of looking at these flies, like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I sprayed one. I mean, I opened my window and it was on the screen. I sprayed one, and I don't know if I got him or if he flew away, but one time I thought I got one or two, and then the next thing you know, two or three more popped up. So I don't know if I'm getting them or if they're just getting away, because these things are really kind of smart and like really trying to evolve, that you can't just spray them with chemicals and that and expect them to just be done with it. They still kind of fly away and do what they need to do. So I don't know. I'm doing alright, though. I'm hanging in there. I ate all my cheesecake. There's like one little bite of cheesecake in my bowl over here, but all my cheesecake is gone. All my snacks are gone except for my chips and salsa. All my snacks are gone except for my chips and salsa. No cheesecake, no none of that. I mean, I don't know, but I might end up just making buffalo wing bites for lunch or for dinner tonight, because I have buffalo wing bites, or Jamaican beef patties, because I got two empanada Jamaican beef patties, but are style patties, and maybe they're not the authentic ones, but they're the ones you get at the store. I'm just chilling at this point, though. Really should put some of my Gatorade in the fridge, Now that there's becoming more and more room, I need to start putting more stuff in the fridge and figure out what I'm doing. I got enough coffee for a while. I have one box open, and I have like 3 more boxes, brand new boxes sitting here. So I mean, I don't know if I should buy more coffee next month, or if I should wait. But if we get quarantined again or something, if things get shut down, at least I'll have my coffee if I stock up on it, or my K-Cups, and I won't have to buy them for a while. But I mean, I go through coffee a lot. I have like 1 or 2 or 3 cups a day, so three and 2 at the most, sometimes 3, depending on how I feel. But I don't know, though. I'm chilling at this point. I mean, I've gone downstairs a couple times to throw out the garbage. I mean, I got to check the mail too because the mailman was here. But I've gone out to throw out the garbage and stuff. And I saw a nice neighbor, actually gave me a blueberry donut. She had gotten these donuts from what is it, Dunkin' Donuts, and she said she didn't like blueberries, so she gave me a blueberry donut. So I was good. Not that I needed the blueberry donut because I have a gut, as I hit it as I speak. But I don't know. I really should just probably get my stuff on and go down and check the mail. I don't know what time it is, but the mailman was here, so I'm pretty sure if it's like 6 o'clock, I can go down and check the mail really quick and then, see if I got any mail or anything. I mean, I don't know if my mom's package is coming either. I haven't really checked on that. I don't think they even shipped that yet, but I think they said something about like next week, but, my mom's the person to never really almost like treat herself. Sometimes she treats herself, but she always makes sure she has everything in order that she needs to have in order before she ever treats herself. So she makes sure she has everything in order. She makes sure, she wants me to make sure I have everything in order before I treat myself too. And I normally do, excuse me. I normally do, but I end up having like extra. I end up having to need extra help at the end of the month or etc. with some things, and I probably owe my mom about $100 right now. I probably owe my mom $100 or more just because of some of the stuff she's done for me and stuff, and some of the stuff I have to pay her back for. So I probably owe her a little bit, about as far as my financial. But I'm doing all right though. I'm doing all right. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's just hotter than a mother out there. Hotter than a mother, hotter than a mother. I'm tired. I'm tired and exhausted, and this heat is not helping. Eventually, I'm gonna have to put on the AC, but this heat is not helping. I was listening to something, but kind of changed at this point. But I was looking for something. I forgot what I was looking for. I still feel guilty. I need to let it go, but I still feel guilty, and I still feel some type of way that I don't live my life a certain way, and I'm not living it to a certain expectations of how I feel I should be totally living it. In some cases, I mean, I get to do certain things and stuff, and when I do them, I feel really great. But as far as being able to travel and do as much as I would like and stuff like that, as far as being an artist and stuff, I don't normally get to do that. So, and that's some of the things that have been talked to me about. Like, why aren't you improving your life? Why aren't you trying to find a way your situation better? I mean, some people are disabled. I mean, I'm disabled. I mean, I don't want to just make it as an excuse that I don't have to work forever. But I mean, I've tried working, and that's the thing. I tried working. So okay, so I was trying to say before my connection got interrupted. I tried working twice, and because I've tried working and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, why don't you try working?" I've tried working. I mean, they decided my mental health and my situation was kind of too kind of conflicted at the time to really have me, seek a job and stuff like that and some other stuff. And of course, at the same time, my workers or my mental health workers or somebody who was like a liaison, they had me work with somebody who was like a liaison between programs. I was working with this stupid, fucking Primetime Incorporated shit, and I was working with them, and then I had the job person that they wanted me to work with, was like a liaison between, Primetime and, the agency there for job stuff. So they were trying to, they were kind of in between. They were kind of coordinated with both programs, so that way they can do what they need to do to, to report to whoever. But they basically decided I wasn't making an effort. They basically decided I wasn't, making an effort and doing what I needed to do. And they took it upon themselves to drop me from the, the job training and stuff without really, my consent or my thoughts of me really needing to be dropped. Because obviously transportation is such a big issue to getting to point A to point B. And if it's at a distance and stuff and you can't get yourself to point A to point B, and if buses and stuff don't run or there's no transportation usually that goes in that area, then you're pretty much screwed. People need to realize I have no family up here. I have absolutely no family up here, Actually, my blood relatives I stopped talking to because of some of these issues with prime time. But I know my mom is like the only one I talk to, and sometimes even she's pushing it, for me to, to distance myself because of toxicity and her toxic traits and things that she tries to put on me. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't have any family up here. I don't have any way of any resources or anybody to fall on if I needed to get to work and back from work and stuff like that. So, it's like, I'm away from my family. I'm like an hour away from my family. My family's not going to drive an hour up here every single day, an hour back, just so I could go to work. So it's like, I'm in a position where the state kind of doesn't really care. The state's like, oh, it is what it is, Carl. You got to accept some things. And they have told me that. They've even told me that at one point or two when it came to working, because the situation with like the bullying and stuff had gotten so bad, and the stuff that had going on and stuff, and I couldn't make things right or make things right by me or seek the closure and stuff I needed to. So I had to walk away without closure, and I had to walk away with a lot of certain things not being dealt with and stuff. So because I had to do that, I ended up I ended up having to just fuck a bunch of things and say, you know what, I guess I'm just sitting around with my life and stuff like that. But I shouldn't be sitting around with my life. I shouldn't be sitting here doing a whole lot of nothing. I shouldn't be sitting here just feeling like my life is going nowhere and I can't take a trip to the mall, or I can't take a trip to the pool, or I can't take a trip anywhere. I'm like 30 fucking years old. I'm a 30 fucking years old man, and in the last 5 years I've done nothing but sit around in my fucking apartment twiddling my cock. What the fuck, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at the state of Connecticut, and the state of Connecticut needs a lawsuit. But everybody doesn't want to take the approach. My mom gets too controlling about my life. So if I told had her get me a lawyer for what I needed and stuff like that, there was some things revealed and stuff to the point that she would have like a heart attack or something, and then she would just throw me. I have a feeling she would throw me to the wolves. She would throw me to the wolves because I'm not living like a Christian, or I'm not living as religiously as she would see fit, or the way she would see fit. So she would throw me to the wolves, and I know that. I know that, and that's why I don't tell her about certain things about my life and etc. But it's like I'm thinking to myself like, well, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm trying to do the best I can, and But for her to get fully involved to get me a lawyer, I tell her some stuff, but I can't go in full into detail because she's gonna have a freaking heart attack. And I don't want her to judge. I don't want her to judge and can try to be controlling and stuff, because that's never helpful. Sometimes she makes matters 10 times worse than 10 times better. So I basically am technically on my own, because I don't really have a mother that I can totally trust 100%, or, etc. Although she does come up here with her friends and stuff and tries to do the best she can to do some things for me, she still gets very controlling about it at times and etc. So, it's like I don't have a brother. I don't have any sisters. I don't have, like, my brothers and sisters. We don't talk. My oldest brother. I used to talk to him, but he wanted to get into all this drama and fuckery between me and some of the other clients of the program, because I guess that his new girlfriend, or my newfound sister-in-law, whoever the fuck she is to him, she's connected to a lot of the clients and stuff that I've had issues with, or are causing me issues, or don't really give a shit about me, so they treat me like shit, so it's like, one of those situations where, I don't have like a family background down here, and I'm kind of on my own. I have a feeling too. If I became homeless, I would lose almost everything I have, and I don't know. I mean, they would try to, I think they would try to take my money and stuff, but I would honestly have to tell them no, because if I actually became homeless and I had to move some of my stuff, I'll see what I can do to move it, so move some of it and then try to just move me down towards Waterbury or something, because I was, I'm not gonna say that my whole childhood experience was good in like Naugatuck, because it wasn't. I was pretty much bullied and going through very similar things that I'm going through now with some of the clients and stuff here. Especially because they were at one point they were my friends, and they kind of turned on me because of a girl and because of my sexuality and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. It's just a lot of the same old shit. People don't really care for people. A lot of people are just spectators. A lot of people don't really care for people. A lot of people don't really care what people have to say or what people are about. So I'm just kind of at that point too, where I'm just thinking to myself, like, yeah, there's a lot of people I know of and stuff, but how many of them really do care for me, or how many of them really do give a damn? So I don't know, but I am doing a craft fair in November, and I'm hopefully doing a craft fair in November. We're gonna see if the things don't get shut down first, but I'm at the point though where I'm just thinking to myself, like, well, this week has been a mixture of good and bad. Some of the bad has been really, really bad, and some of the good has been all right, but you can only hope that it leans more towards the better than the bad. But as I said before, in the that I'm supposed to feel some things between love and hate, according to a tarot card reader, because it's teaching me about love and it's teaching me about different things. And I have a feeling that if it really wanted to teach me about something, or was really going to put me on my ass, it would really put me on my ass and almost make me homeless or lose almost everything I have, and etc. But I don't know. But I'm thinking to myself, and I'm just like, okay, But there's a lot of flies fucking in here, too. A lot of fucking flies, I don't know. I'm trying to, I try to be nice to people. I try to be nice. I try to be respectful, but sometimes I think there's a lot of fake smiles and a lot of fake bullshit in my face. I don't want to sound like one of my ex-girlfriends who just told me everybody's fake, and you're becoming fake because you believe everybody, or you're trying to support everybody in a fake system of being an artist, which is all fake. And I don't know. Apparently, I was called fake because I'm not living up to how she thought I was supposed to live, and she thought I wasn't her type of real. But I'm thinking to myself, like, who's type of real, or what type of real am I to somebody, and who's actually really gonna love and accept me? But I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it is what it is. But I don't know. There's hopefully going to be a craft fair in November. I'm saying that and saying that and saying that again, but yeah, there should be. I'm excited about it. I'm just not sure that with the way things have kind of started going with certain things. I'm not sure if I'm going to be feeling 100% to actually have it. Normally when things not last year, but the year before or so, things went so well and stuff, and things went pretty well, to the point that things were going really good, and I was like, oh, cool, craft fair, we got the craft fair together and everything was going good. But and it was just a really good, because the last time I had the craft fair, it went really well. I actually did really well financially, and I even took myself out to dinner afterwards. I just had a really good time that fall, or October or whenever we had that last. But apparently my adopted grandmother wants to have a fall craft fair, because she thinks she wants to do it for the holidays. She doesn't want to do it for like the summer. She wants to do it for the holidays. I mean, she could have it earlier. I mean, we still have we still have what, September and October to have it, September and October, but she wants to have it in November. So we're having it in November for the craft fair. So I mean, I guess the later it is, the better it is going to be for everybody, because everybody still has a lot of things to do and take care of. But I don't know. I'm doing all right. I hear thunder again, or rumblies, and I'm hoping those and that was the motorcycle. But I hear other rumblies in the sky, and I'm hoping they actually start making some rain. But I don't know. But I gotta go check the mail, and I gotta go do some things. Just my rambling for I don't know how many minutes I've been on live, but I need to put the air AC back on. I need to just chill. I need to watch my TV, because my TV goes up in September, and I might not be able to afford it. They're gonna, my workers want to wait until it actually goes up in price before I start, bitching about like the cable and the price and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to really afford my cable or not, but. I mean, I don't want to lose my cable, but if there's not a way for me to not lose my cable and stuff, then I look like I'm gonna just go to internet. I'm gonna go to internet, and I'll just do like Netflix and stuff. But the life of a poor person, the life of a person that can't really afford shit, I mean, the days that I could afford shit is when I get extra money. I've always been able to afford, like, extra stuff. Like, well, that's how I got my guitars. I've had extra money. When I got extra money, I got my guitars, I mean, I know guitars are expensive. It's not like I have it out of my everyday pocket usually, So, but I don't know. Things just get more and more expensive, and the world just seems more and more dire, and I'm just looking at everything like, but peace, Facebook. I might come on with another live in the next couple of days with some more thoughts. But I was trying to put some more thoughts together to come back with an actual thing to say, and actual, something actual to say, and actual, some oomph to, what I was going to be about. But I don't know. It's too hot, and I'm just kind of like,